What's up, FOA squad? I'm Anthony and welcome to our channel, Life with Anthony. I hope all of you are doing well out there. Happy Monday to you guys. Today is my last full day here in Fort Lauderdale, and tomorrow, bright and early, I will be heading back towards the PA area. I don't think I'm going to take as much time as I took to get down here going back. Probably get back in 2 days as opposed to 3 days. But today I wanted to come on and talk to you guys about something that I heard about but never really checked into it. And since I plan on making campground/RV life a big part of this lifestyle for me, I thought that I would take a closer look at this program and see if it will be something that would be beneficial for me. And I'm talking about the KOA. The KOA stands for Campgrounds of America. And it has that yellow emblem right there. Now, I've actually seen about 3 of these yellow signs on the way down here, so I know that they are around. I didn't pay attention to it on the way down until I actually started looking into it yesterday, and I was like, oh man, I saw a couple of those signs on the way down. So, as I mentioned, KOA stands for Campgrounds of America. It is I don't know if the word program is an appropriate way to describe it, but it does have a rewards membership program, or part of it, that you can pay $33, and what that will give you is 10% off of all of your reservations. And I did that because I think that this KOA program would be beneficial to me. And I'm going to share what information I know and have learned about the KOA. First and foremost, they are everywhere. And when I say everywhere, they are everywhere. This is Texas. I put in Texas. And look how many yellow KOA signs there are in the state of Texas. I'm going to put in another state and show you guys. Let's just, for instance, let's put in Virginia. Even in Virginia, they have at least 6 or 7. So that is the first thing that I noticed, that they are widespread across the United States, and they also have some KOAs in Canada as well. So that's the first thing that I noticed. One of the other things that I learned about the KOA is that you can filter out your preferences. So I went through that and I filtered out my preferences, and I chose a tent site. I chose in the category of what type of rig that you have. I was pleasantly surprised to see that automobile was a choice. I did have a concern at how many campgrounds would allow car camping, and knowing that these KOA campgrounds allow car camping was kind of a relief to me, because I didn't want to spend a lot of time having to call different places and ask if they allow car camping, and knowing, like I said, that these campgrounds that are part of the KOA program does allow car camping. I did choose the tent site because I do have camping gear that will accommodate a tent site, and that was the one that would be most appropriate for me. Another thing that I learned about the KOA campgrounds, I did go through and spend about an hour's time just typing in different states and seeing how many are in those states. And I was also going on the particular campgrounds website to try to get an idea of what a lot of the tent sites look like, the spacing of them, and just to get a general idea. And what I realized is that all KOA campgrounds are not created equally, because there were some that had like a gravel ground, some that were on grass, there were some that were on platforms, there were some that were not even though they say a lot in throughout the website that they strive to be on even ground. I did see one or two that looked like they were on a slope, but nonetheless, there are so many of them around to choose from. I want to try to have some things set up because from mid-January to May, I plan on staying in different campgrounds and or RV parks. Now, I am looking to stay a minimum of like 10 days. I don't want to be going from campground to campground, from RV park to RV park. I want it to be more settled, and maybe 2 a month for that duration of time, mid-January through May. And then May I will be going back to the PA one. Also, what I've learned about, so far I've learned that they are all over the place, which is great. I've learned that all KOA campgrounds are not created equal. I also learned that they do allow car camping. And another thing that I learned about the KOA campgrounds is that they are all not in wooded areas. Now, when I think of camping, I think of being out in the woods, like the campground in PA. That campground, I mean, just the route to get into the campground, it's all this nice stretch of road that's trees are on each side. You know that you are going into the woods. You feel like you're going to be in the woods camping. And that's the feel and vibe that I like. I did notice that quite a few of the campgrounds that I looked at on the KOA website look more royal-like. They were more open area-like, and that's not my vibe that I'm looking for. So I do know now that I have to go through and search for the campgrounds that are in wooded areas that does give me that campground feel. Other than that, I'm very excited to check out these KOL campgrounds all around the United States. Another thing that I noticed right away is that, or when I got to that point, is that the KOA campgrounds are pricey. They are pricey. In comparison to what I paid to stay at the campground in PA, these KOA campgrounds are way more than that. I tried to look at it from a perspective of, okay, if I was to take a trip somewhere and fly somewhere for just 7 days and have to pay for an airplane ticket, a hotel, a rental car possibly, entertainment and food that entire 7 days, that would probably be a pretty pricey trip as well. So in my head, I kind of justifying the price or whatever. But nonetheless, the lowest price that I saw for a tent site was $34 a night, and that did not include water or electricity. Of course, I'm going to always need a site that has water and electricity, and if I had to sacrifice one, it would be the water, because I can always take my water with me. But electricity is non-negotiable for me. I must have a site that has electricity. And the highest that I saw in price was like $67 per night. And I actually think that is really, really pricey for a tent site. A tent site to me should be the least inexpensive site. So with that being said, I can imagine what a RV site per night cost. I didn't look to see, but I'm just imagining that if a tent site at highest cost is $67 per night, I can't imagine what a cabin would be or a RV site would be. do I think the KOA it would be beneficial to me? And is it or was it worth or will it be worth $33 a year? I absolutely think that it would be beneficial for me. However, I do believe that I'm going to have to take my time, go to the different states and the different campsite website and look and in detail or as much detail as they allow you to see of each individual campgrounds that I may be interested in. As I said before, all KOA campgrounds from what I saw so far are not created equal. I do need to be out in the woods. I do need to have that campground feel. Now, one of the other things that I'm going to have to adapt to if I stay at a couple of these KOA campgrounds is that they are family orientated. You guys know that the one that I stay in PA is an all male campground. It's a clothing optional campground, and so it will take me some used to being around. And the KOAs are family orientated campgrounds. You know, it's just a lot more to investigate because I know the spacing that I have from site to site at the PA one, whereas my learning about the KOA campgrounds, I don't know what the spacing is going to be like. I don't know how close my neighbors are going to be. You know, I don't know who my neighbors are going to be. Are they going to be a family with 2 or 3 kids and a dog and that running around? And one of the reasons why I enjoy campground or RV lifestyle is for, I guess, the peace and quiety and the serenity of it, where I can go and relax. And that's why, once again, I say that I much more enjoy the wooded area type of feel. Who knows? I may learn that after 1 or 2 visits to these campgrounds, these KOA campgrounds, that it's not for me, you know. It doesn't give me the spacing that I need. It's way loud and noisier than, than what I would like to be around. But I think for $33 a year, it's worth the money to at least explore a couple of them to see if I like or don't like the campgrounds that they offer. I'm trying to think if there's anything else more that I would like to share. I'm not an expert on the KOA program or the rewards program. This is all what I have learned in just the past day or so. I was also wondering if there are any other programs like the KOA program that does the same thing. So if you know of any other program that is similar to the KOA, if you'd be so kind to leave it in the comment section, I would be appreciated. I would appreciate it. But other than that, I'm very pleased at what I see here so far. As far as the pricing, if it's something that, if it's a campsite that gives me what I want, you know, the peace and quiet, the woodsy atmosphere, campground atmosphere, then I would be willing to pay the cost of it. But if it doesn't, and it's a royal area, and that's the thing, guys, because of the length of stay that I am looking to stay, which is a minimum of 10 nights, I don't want to commit to a campground that does not give me those things, you know, because there's nothing like paying and committing, and you get there and you find that, you know, it's noisy, it's this, it's that, it's not where you expected it to be, and you are stuck there for 10 days. So hopefully that will not be. Someone's calling me right now. I'm going to get rid of that call. So hopefully, you know, some good things will come about some good things will come about the KOA. I am going to, however, continue to look for other campgrounds. This is not going to be my go-to place. I'm going to always continue to look and see if there are other campgrounds around that are more suitable to my preferences and my needs. But this is definitely for me a good starting point, knowing that I have a place that I can go and have a listing of so many campgrounds in so many different states. All right, that's going to be a wrap. I hope I didn't leave anything out. I'm sure that wasn't a 100% expert information on the KOA, but it is what I learned in the last day or so about the KOA. All right, guys, as always, thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day to watch my videos. I appreciate it. You know that, and I'll see you guys the next time.